What's up?
Welcome back to the Broken Home Podcast. Tonight, we've got a very special guest, Mobb Deep, G-Unit, and most notably of recently, the GTA 5 soundtrack, The Contract. We got 40 Glocc with us tonight. How you doing tonight, bro?
What is Zoo, man?
How's it going?
Word, man. Living, man. Modulate.
Yeah. We usually start off, we always take it right back to the beginning. You were born in Texas, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Galveston, Texas. How long did you live down there for?
Man, I really can't even tell you shit. I know I was just born in Galveston, Texas, but then they took me straight from there, straight to where my grandparents and everybody, which is like Beaumont, by Louisiana and all that shit, and then like Houston and all that shit. I came to California probably when I was about 5, I think. I was little as fuck. It was probably 6.
Yeah, you basically just remember just growing up in LA then.
Yeah, I remember like the flashes of my youth in Texas from like with my aunties and my grandmother and my cousins and shit. And then I remembered around the time when I left. I remember everything from the time before I was leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Do you have any siblings at all?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I got hella brothers. I got a lot.
Yeah.
Like my daddy was laying pipe, man. You know what I mean? So I got my brothers and I got like 2 sisters. You know what I'm saying?
And what was that? What was the family home like? Was mom and dad's together too the whole time? No.
Nah. My dad, I used to be with my mom she had to go get her stuff together and get right. So she left with my grandmother. That's what I remember. And I wasn't seeing my mother, you know what I'm saying? But all my cousins had their mother. We all stayed with my aunties and their uncles and her mom and dad. So it was like she had like 17 or 18 kids. My mom has 17, 18 brothers. They all stayed in one big house. So
wow.
That's what I grew up with. My aunties, uncles, and their kids and their cousins. My mom had left and went to Cali or whatever to try to find us a situation. You know what I mean? Then she sent for some brothers out there. But my dad's side got siblings like that too. So he used to come pick me up and bring me over to, you know what I'm saying? And I'd go hang with my dad and all that before he died or whatever, when he came to Cali and all that. But
oh yeah. Sound like a big fucking family. Big family.
Huge.
Yeah.
Are most of them still in Texas? How much do you have in LA area?
Well, I got a lot in the California area. I got a lot because a lot of them migrated here. You know what I'm saying? So I got a cool size family here, but I got a huge family in the South. You know what I'm saying? Straight in Texas.
Growing up, just young, who did you look up to? Who was your role models back then?
Shit, Dr. Dre was one of them. You know what I mean? As far as role models, I never really had them like that. I used to like.
And it don't have to be celebrity wise. It could be brothers from the street even, or like a cousin you looked up to, anybody like that.
Right.
Somebody that influenced you.
My influences, it just came from everywhere, bro. It was kind of like I was my own man. I never really wanted to be like anybody. I just wanted to, I used to intake game from everywhere. Like I'm the type, I just soak up game and I want to be my own person. And I look at people like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I know what I want to do. When I think about it like that, I never really looked at anybody like as my role model. But I always look at Dr. Dre like, man, he the shit, man. Like, I want to fuck with Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I wanted to do music, I used to always say that. And then I seen Easy was picking up my homegirl and them, and JJ Fad and them when we was younger. They was older than us, though. But they was fucking with them. But that's why when he fucked with me, I was like, nigga, this dream come true. And he was like, yeah, I seen myself. You got me in your bio. I was like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you the Abraham Lincoln of rap to me, nigga. Like, fuck's with you, Dre. You feel me?
Fuck yeah. How old were you when you finally got to meet Dre?
Oh, shit. Man, my life moves so fast. I'm telling you, I don't even keep up with the age. All I can remember is I was young as fuck. I don't know. I was hella young, bro. But it was crazy when I first met him, you know?
What was that experience like?
The whole NWA. I met him on a fucking, on a city bus. This girl from my school, and we got on the bus, and I just remember like, holy shit, this NWA. You feel me? And Easy cocked his feet up over the chairs and was like It's only bitches allowed back here. She can come, but you can't. And then Dre and Cube and them was all like, oh man, leave that little nigga alone, man. Let him through, you know what I mean? And then they let me through. And then they just start bagging on each other about STDs and shit, clowning and shit. And then it was like,
fuck.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there, I'm tripping like, damn, like these motherfuckers is like cool. They ain't on no I'm a star type shit. They hanging like my homies hang in the hood, my big homies. And I'm sitting there. So I was like, ain't nobody gonna believe me. And I was telling the female, I'm like, I got a crush on her, but she wasn't my bitch. You know what I mean? They was spitting at her. They liked her. She was bad as hell. And then they was just like, she was older than me. And I just remember I was like, man, nobody finna believe me when I get back to the hood. I got to the hood like I was just on a bus with Dre, with NWA, everybody. And they was like, man, get the fuck out of here. They ain't on this. I'm like, God, they was on a city bus. They like, hell no.
They must have been young, still fucking around on a city bus then.
Yeah.
They,
you know
like,
what I'm saying? You know, like this Cali, man, we do shit just to do it sometime. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know y'all got cars. You know what I mean? You know they got cars. You know they had shit. But I couldn't pinpoint why the fuck they was on this bus. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they were trying to get to their cars and we was leaving somewhere and they didn't have no parking. They had to get on that bus or something. I can't really pinpoint what the fuck that was all about. But it made me really recognize like the humbleness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these guys are real.
Cool. Like I would want to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what really made you think that, want to pursue rapping?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that was another event that I was like, I could do this shit because it made me feel like they was regular like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Oh, that's a life-changing bus ride right there.
Oh yeah, bro, life changing. You know how you sitting there and you're a kid, you just like, this is unbelievable, man. Hell, and I'm a teenager. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, you feel me?
But do you remember how old you were when you first, were just exposed to Dre, the music, all of that?
I want to say my big brother, he brought that shit home and with Two Light Crew and some more shit. And I remember my mom broke all his tapes up. It was like, you don't bring that dinging music in here or something. She got on him or something. I understand. I'm like, ooh, he finna get his ass for. He had all kind of pop that pussy music going on. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Because Two Live Crew back then, man. Two Live Crew, they had the mouth on them back then, and people were like, "Holy fuck!"
And I'm like, yo, this shit crazy.
Yeah. When you were growing up, you found yourself in some situations with the law. When was your earliest interaction getting in trouble with them?
It happened a lot, man. There's so many, it's hard to keep count. I could recall one up top, Rodney King. I was out looting for the Rodney King riots. I just remember cop got hit with it was like a big ass boulder rock and he fell over because everybody was breaking in the stores and going and looting. He came like they surrounded we was on a block like a street and he did something, hit somebody and they hit him with a boulder and then they started packing him out and backup came and everybody started scattering. We ran into some garage and they was like, I was in there hiding and you seen the other niggas hiding in there too and the other motherfuckers and they was all in there and I'm like, shit, where we go? I ain't got nowhere to hide. So I just crouched behind this thing, put this thing over me. And then you heard him come in there like, yeah, we finna kill us, a motherfucker here. I'm like, oh, I'm there telling my homie, I'm like, we finna die. He like, just shut up. I'm like, yeah. Then he's like, we gonna kill us, a motherfucker here. And then he pulled back the shit and he seen us and he started fucking us up. And then I remember he pulled back this door and he pulled back on this other cat and he was fucking us all up. And they took me to juvenile hall. And I had to sit in there. They made me sit in there until the riots was over. And I remember I hadn't seen my mom. I don't know how long she came. They was the ones that had to come pick me up.
What was the climate like the day before the fucking riots hit and then after? Could you feel the momentum and the change from that?
Oh, it was tension. They had been talking about like in the hoods, every hood, like, you know what I'm saying? You'll go, you out selling dope, you know what I'm saying? You kicking it, you just see young shit, you hearing people got their doors open, you could actually hear the trial, people You could walk by somebody's door in the hood and they'll have it open and let you watch the trial right there at the door. And you could just hear people like, oh, fuck that. So you heard the tension building, you know what I'm saying? All through that week and everything. And then when it finally happened, like, oh, it's cracking. Everybody, that was the words. Everybody like, it's cracking, get in the car, get in the car. Those people just mounting up, going do shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, shit, I want
to go. Yeah.
And how long did it take for that to die down before they let you out?
It took a while. I think I was in there for they helped me for about a week or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I lost like other kids I knew from school. Some of them that died, got shot and shit. You know what I'm saying? They was shooting you just for looting. So it was wild back then, you know?
Yeah.
When I was in that one, oh my God, that shit was like Rodney King on 100 times steroids.
Really?
Yeah. So I experienced that one too, you know? And that was really wild for me. That was astonishing, bro. Like, that was, I'll be telling everybody, like, yo, I was fortunate enough to be in both. You know what I'm saying? And that one out there in Minnesota, oh my God, nigga, that shit was crazy as fuck. They wasn't putting on the news probably because they don't want banks to know, but then you have a bunch of copycats going. Bro, you was seeing them literally going in banks, coming out with big money bags. Bro, that shit was crazy as fuck. They was beating up cops, taking their shit. They was shooting big ass canister things. People was picking them back up, throwing them, and it was all unity. I'm talking about all colors. You feel me? That shit was crazy.
Yeah, man. I fucking watched it every single day. Every single day. I was just captivated by it. We didn't have that effect up here in Canada. We had protests, but there was none of the shit like that going down up in here. Right. It was people protesting. There was marches every fucking day in support. But we never experienced any of like the rioting or anything like that up here, though. Man, Canada's it's different up here like that.
Yeah, it was unimaginable, bro. I'm talking about like you see just like dudes pull up in big ass, like, you know, white boys be having shit. They pull up in the big ass trucks, bro. They was pulling in big ass trucks with ladders and like all the tools to break in everything. Like, what are you guys trying to get into? Like that right there. They just okay. And busting that shit and busting that shit. Yo, that shit was crazy, bro.
Wow.
You were seeing shooting, you would see pack. I seen a pack of like, it was like 10, 11 little white kids. I'm talking about little, like they was a little gang. And bro, they was looting gas stations, everything, man. I remember pulling up. I was like, yo, man, y'all out here this. It was like 2, 3 in the morning. Like, yeah, we get free shit. You want some? Like, no.
Holy fuck.
Gas station, man. That shit was wild, bro.
That's crazy. But yeah, like it was totally different up here. Total different atmosphere for it up here.
The crazy shit was to watch it transition from state to state to state to state to state to state. That was like that was crazy for it to just organically grow like that. That was what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it just spread.
About history. That's going to be in the history books for sure.
Man, you're attached to a couple of major moments in history.
Oh, yeah.
When you were a youth, you ended up getting yourself a big charge. You got in a gunfight with a couple officers.
Oh, shit. Yeah, see, did so much, bro. I'll be forgetting about all that shit.
Could you take us back to that day? Can you tell us how that unfolded?
Yeah, it was one of my homies that got shot. There was a shootout already, and it was one of my homies got shot. And then officers came, and it was another shootout. You know what I'm saying? They allegedly, you know what I'm saying, got for me, and they put me in there for attempted murder on a police officer. The officer, as I was running, he shot me. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I was down. I was like, yo, you shot me. What you shoot me for? And then he was just like looking at me. I was like, I don't got nothing on me. I was laying on the ground. He had me get down. Laying on the ground and he had me roll over. I was facing him and he's standing over me with the gun and I'm like, I ain't got nothing. What you shoot me for? I tell him like that. And he's just like, look at me and took off. So I got up and I ran off too. I'm not finna stay there. You feel me? I'm like, shit, I'm out of here too. I got shot in the like by the groin and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So the house I ran into, they like, bro, we got to call the police. I'm like, call the police. They the ones that shot me. I'm like, no. So we trying to clean up, keep it. And the elder was like, no, we gotta get you to a hospital. So she ended up calling the paramedics. They came. I ended up passing out. Boom, I woke up, handcuffed. Attempted murder on a police officer, you feel me? They said their squad car got shot up, you know what I'm saying? And one of the officers, whatever, I had him like $1 million bill, bailed out on that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Waited. They tell me that the reason the officer, when he told me, he was like, you know, we know you was shooting, you know you did it, you know what I'm saying? But the only reason you're getting off, he was like, I'm letting you know the only reason you're getting off is because he said the officer lied on the report. He said that you was shooting at him. We found all your bullets and your gun and everything around the corner. And he lied on the report and said you was shooting at him is why he shot you. And we investigate when the officers discharge all their firearms because we give them the permits for the firearm. This is what the sheriff, whatever, told me. He was like, that motherfucker lied on the report. You know what I'm saying? He lied and said I was shooting him and he had no bullet holes nowhere where he's at. And they said I found a gun with my fingerprints on it, allegedly, and it didn't have no bullets in it. All the bullets was around the corner, shot up in the other officers' cars and shit. So I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy.
Do you know what happened to that officer?
County jail one time, they came in there and they fucked me, his brother, and about 8 other officers pulled me out of cell in like 2 in.the morning and brought me into a little interrogation room. And I was like, what's this for? And then they had my hands behind my back and just slammed me like face on the floor. And just start stomping me out. They fucked me up and then threw me in a hole, left me all fucked up. He was like, you tried to kill my brother out there or some shit. I was like, man, what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying nothing. I just took the ass whooping and fuck it. Put me back in the hole, left me in that motherfucker. And when I got out of jail, it was just whatever, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what ever happened to him after that. You know what I'm saying? I think some of them motherfuckers, I heard one of them like an FBI agent now or something like, man, them crooked motherfuckers is spread all over everywhere. They probably got all kind of do this with situations I'm in now. You never know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking crooked bastards, man. Just lying like that, trying to ruin someone's life like it ain't nothing.
It just goes on their record. It's like, it's nothing. They still get hired. They still get everything. You feel me? But they do to us, they lock us up and then look what they do to us. They stop us from going to the border. They stop us from doing this. You know what I mean? Just off their words. But none of the shit that what they get done caught with, it just goes on their record and it's like, it's sealed. You can't even look at it. Like, what the fuck?
Was it a white cop or a black cop?
Oh, white. There was all a bunch of them.
Have you experienced racism a lot from the police down there?
Hell yeah. Like, I was just seeing some articles that's just coming out. I was just hearing fan and they like, yo, the officer went in our rectum. They raped us. They put their hands in our asses and looking for drugs and cavity searches on the street. I look at that shit right now. I'm like, bro, they've been doing this since I was like fucking 13 selling dope. Like, they used to do that to us. That was like a thing. Like, they pull us over, get against the wall, drop your drawers. They snatch your shit down, put their hand back there, bro, digging for, see if you got crack in your ass.
Just to fuck with you, huh?
Oh, yeah, bro. That's like, and I'm like, you know, Gen Z experiencing it now, and they like, oh, I raped us, and all. I'm like, bro, they've been doing this shit for decades, bro. Like, especially in California, like, bro, they've been doing that to us. That shit been going on since beginning of time. Like, they gonna check since the crack era. They pull flip your hat inside, all kind of crazy shit, bro.
And I had no fucking idea how deep rooted the racism from the LAPD was until fucking just recently. Because like we talked about this not too long ago, but it ain't like that up here in Canada.
Right,
like,
right.
You get some odd fuck boys that'll fucking say something stupid and shit, but it ain't like that. It's not like that. How you guys experience down in LA, like that's just nuts.
Oh yeah, it's like that, and it's like that a lot of other places in the States. Like Minnesota, a lot of places in the South, you know what I'm saying? It's like that, bro. It goes down. And a lot of it, even in like California, it's more hitting. You know what I'm saying? They'll get you by yourself and they'll throw that racist shit, but in front of everybody, they won't just do it like that. They'll just get together and they'll do something towards you and act like, no, it's not because you're black, but you know it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. They'll just pull you over and say, oh, you got no headlight. And you're like, I do got a headlight. No, you don't. They're breaking your shit. They'll bust your headlight out right there in front of you, bro. Like, pop. No, you don't got no headlight. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
One time they had a gun and they was like, he pulled it out the car. And I'm like, bro, that ain't from my car. He like, oh yeah, this from your car. He's like, go ahead, touch it. I'm like, man, I ain't touching that shit. Try to put it on, close my hand, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't touched that motherfucker though.
I can't believe that type of bullshit still goes on in this fucking day and age. Like
Yeah.
it's just fucked.
But see, we don't
even think.
We don't have the literacy. We just take it on the head and just shake it off. You know what I'm saying? But really, the literacy of it, we're supposed to report them. Motherfuckers like me don't even have the platform to talk about this type of shit, to tell them what to do, that has literacy of it. You go straight to the police department, you fill out a form, you tell them you want a internal affair report, and you fill that motherfucker out and you tell them what the motherfuckers just did, because it goes on all of their records. And when everybody doing that, you're gonna have these crooked motherfuckers gonna have a long history of bullshit. That's what fucks them up and stops them from doing all that corrupt shit. But the streets don't know that. So, and they ain't going down to the police line. They think they're gonna get fucked up when they get down there. And they will intimidate you. I remember one time I was filming out one of them on them. Like, yo, they stopped me. They went through my car. They did this. The motherfucker, I didn't do nothing. They arrested a gang of people around me. They went down the street and was grabbing everybody who they could find on parole or anything and brought them around my car and then said they were around me, a gangbanger with a gun, and they arrested. I went to jail with like 20-something motherfuckers they had us in jail. Of people they just grabbed around, bro, and just put them with me. And we all sitting in the tank. I'm like, cut, it's fucked up. And a lot of them was on parole. But I filled out these internal affair report things. And I remember when I went there, they all came down and they surrounded me with the cabinet and everything. It was like, what, are you sure you want to do that? I was like, hell yeah, I want to do this. What the fuck you mean? I'm like, man, yeah, I signed that paper. When I turned in, you heard when he like stomped and pounded like a kid, like, you know what I mean? And stormed off. And that's when the other one stormed off. And then, shit, all my charges was dropped, though. And it went on all their report because somebody told me at the middle of the night, he was like, yeah, he rolled up and he's like, man, you see 40? He was like, I was like, nah. He was like, you tell him when we see him, we fucking him up. You fucking snitch.
Wow.
Now this the police telling me I'm a
snitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking right about it. Like people do have to report it, even though it goes against what you're taught out on the street. Keep your fucking mouth shut. But that's the only way these motherfuckers will fucking stop this shit, to actually have a little bit of fear.
Minorities not aware. Say like the people that's not minorities, their family is aware. Like say they got the literacy, so they're immediately, those officers know if they touch little Bobby or whatever, his parents probably know somebody at the agency or know somebody that's related, and they're gonna call and they're gonna get them disciplined. Like, yo, he woo, they get tickets thrown out of the. We don't know that, so we just be like, man, who gonna do what? And we ain't got nobody. You feel me? So we don't know the procedures, and it take trials and error to discover the procedures. So I went through a lot of trial and errors of me like, wait, man, I'm gonna try to this internal affair report. I just started that shit like. I was like, I want an internal affair report. It was like they was looking at me like, how the fuck you know about that?
Yeah.
They give me one. And I went to the clerk's office and I filled that motherfucker out and sent it in I put all the officers' names on it that did that crooked ass shit.
At the very least, you might be preventing people from getting promotions, just having those strikes and
Exactly. So when they stop you for a fucking bogus ass stop, anything they do, because they're doing any little thing to you, you do it, all the little crooked fucking shit they do, you write their name down, I don't care what city you at, and you make sure you mail that shit in and you drive up there and you fill out that little report form and you put that shit on their record. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking good advice, man. So for all the listeners, make sure you do that. You're getting fucked with, fuck with them back.
Yeah.
It's the only way to stop that shit.
Did a lawyer tell you that about,
I'll be brainstorming and I'll brainstorm trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Just always going through shit. And then one day you just like dawn and you're like, wait, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Just like remember when I was little, remember the movie Colors? The Mexican was telling the officer, I forget, Hodges or whatever, but in Pac-Man, he was just like, man, don't put the gang tag on him, man. That'll fuck him up in life. And I was like, what the fuck you mean by that? And then when they started spreading all that shit through the gangs in LA, whatever, it was gang file. Y'all remember that? And it dawned on me in my head, and I took that and I took that in my head. And I would always see my homies and everybody would be like, yo, what's that you from? And food like, oh, yo, I'm from woo, telling their gang. You feel me?
Yeah.
And they would put them on gang file. I'm like, yo, that's the stupidest shit they just told you in that movie. You don't do that. Like what they was doing it for. And they were doing that so they could start, once they got you on there, they can make all these gang enhancements and all this extra shit. So you get in jail, when you go to for a crime or anything, say like you jaywalking in your neighborhood, they'll hit you for you jaywalking for the gang now. So if it carried 10 days in jail, now it's like 60 days in jail. You feel me?
That's fucked.
Word.